In this video today, I want to talk to you about the money cycle, a concept I have developed over the last years working with thousands of individuals around their relationship to money. If you don't know me, my name is Mar Hausler, and I'm an ex-financials trader turned coach, entrepreneur, and mentor for many looking to change their relationship to money. I've worked with thousands around the world to really look at how they're relating to money and to rewrite that story towards a more prosperous life around investing, dealing with money, and looking at the work that you're putting out into the world. I really want to dive into this concept of the healthy money cycle and the unhealthy money cycle. So the money cycle for me is a way that we deal with money. It's a way that money flows into your world and goes out of your world. And for me, a healthy money cycle is one where you're doing work that you love to do. You're receiving money from something that you love to put out into the world. So in other words, your gifts and your talents. And then you're circulating this money in ways that are aligned with you. So spending it on things that are in alignment with your life. For example, supporting local producers, local causes, really just looking at where you are spending the money. And then also investing that money in a way that it regenerates and comes back to you. And this investment will be done based on your values, on things that you believe in, and projects that you want to support in the world. So it's all about getting into alignment in this money cycle and having a healthy flow around this in your life. Now, when it comes to an unhealthy money cycle, and why I really want to address this is that there's many different parts of the cycle that can leak or can feel unhealthy to you or to others around you. And the main ones really are, number one, how you're earning money. Is it something that completely depletes you? Something that's not aligned with your values? Something where you're really not doing the work that you feel like you're supposed to be doing, but you're dragging yourself into a 9-to-5 job? Then the money that comes into your world, are you spending it on things that are not aligned with you? Are you trying to keep up with the Joneses? Spending on maybe material things that are not necessarily things you want to spend on, but you feel like you have to spend on because society values you a certain way, or because people see certain things and thus you feel like you have to be there or pay for certain schools. I don't know what it could be, but go on certain holidays. This differs from person to person, family to family. How does that money go out of your world? For example, are you overspending? Are you taking up debts? There's a difference between healthy debts and unhealthy debts, and what I'm addressing here are unhealthy debts, such as overspending on credit cards, buy now, pay later schemes. And so money is leaking out of your world, and maybe even at a higher rate, because a lot of these schemes you're paying into the 10s, 20, and 30% interest on your money. And then also, are you investing that money? Is it flowing back to you in a healthy way? Or are you paying interest that's snowballing into debts? Or are you not even putting that money to work for you? So it's either sitting in a savings account or leaking out, or you don't even have any savings put aside. Now, this unhealthy money cycle doesn't mean that from start to end that you find yourself in this whole money cycle unhealthily. You might be doing work that is depleting you, but you are saving money, you are putting money aside, you don't have debts, yet you are still doing something that really isn't fully aligned with you. Or you might be doing work that you love to do, but you're overspending and you're getting yourself constantly in credit card debts and having to pay a lot of interest on your money. That might be a way. Or that you are doing work you love to do, you are spending in your alignment, but for example, you are not investing, you're not taking care of your future, you're not taking care of your money, so that is depleting and you don't have resources for the future there. So there's many parts of this money cycle to review in your life. Have a look at and to see, okay, where am I finding myself on this journey? Where are the leaks or the holes within my money cycle? And what changes can I make to go from an unhealthy money cycle to a healthy money cycle? And this revision is really something personal to do for you. As personal finance says, it is personal. And so when we look at the money cycle, this differs from person to person, from household to household, from the values that you do, from family members, from every single thing, different ages. This money cycle might change over your lifetime because at some point you're at university, then you have partnership, and maybe you have children later. The expenses will change, but the idea here is that this is aligned with you, number one, and you are looking at the parts of your money cycle where there are leaky points, where you are depleting your money resource in unhealthy ways and not aligned ways. So now what I want to address is how you can get into a healthy money cycle. I mentioned the healthy money cycle before, but there are different steps that you can enter this healthy money cycle on. The first one is really doing work that you love to do. Really putting your gifts and talents out into the world. And this means something that comes to you easily with your passions, something that you might have loved to do when you were a child. Ellen Watts has a beautiful talk about this, really putting your gifts out there and inspiring others with that. And sometimes this is not easy because we have responsibilities in our lives. We have families, mortgages, dependents, and I don't want to say throw it all out of the window and jump out and quit your job. But the important thing here is to really see what fits into your life right at this moment. And so if there are passions that you have, the gifts that you want to put out into the world, make some time for those. If it might be half a day a week, even half an hour a day, to allow these to blossom. Because these gifts can turn into side hustles, which then can turn into full-time entrepreneurial businesses. And I've helped thousands of people go through this journey to really blossom with their entrepreneurial gifts in the world. And one lady I'm working with now, she's a therapist, really building up a therapy center with different locations around the world, testing. Her dreams are out there to create the space that she wants to do, and she's making it happen. And that is possible for you, no matter what industry you're in, whatever your talents are, remembering that this journey is yours and you can create the life that you want to create from there. So going on from that example, it's looking at how you can align your spendings in your life. And the first thing I always say to people is pay yourself first. It's a concept that you might have heard time and time again. What it really means is that it's putting aside money for your life first, for your future first, for your investments or savings before you go into the spendings of your life. That means that that money is put aside, because if you pay your bills and everything else, I can guarantee you at the end of the month, the savings are going to be very low, if not any. Whereas if you put that money aside straight away, that is locked aside. And normally we can miss maybe one dinner out or cut back on something in our daily spendings that we can have that money in our lives put aside for you. So that's really paying yourself first. And then we look at the cycle of where you're spending the money. What budgets do you have? How are you taking care of your money? Where are you putting your resources? Maybe subscriptions that are overdue. Some spending happens that no longer serve you anymore. We all have old habits that are sticking around. So really reviewing that and saying, okay, where's my aligned spending in my life? And then once you have put that money aside, where are my investments going? How am I making money grow for me? How does my future look like? How am I taking care of this part of my life to make myself continue in this healthy money cycle? And the more we stay in the healthy money cycle, the more this perpetuates and allows your money to grow. This is a concept called compounded interest. Albert Einstein said that this is the seventh wonder of the world. And when we can understand money, we can understand how money can grow with money. This is when we can get out of the work, which is for me, the hourly rate. So working time versus money, which is what we're kind of doing here, but we're getting you into doing something you love to do, to much bigger cycle that once you have put money aside, maybe you can start investing in your gift. You can put money into things that really perpetuate themselves to give you passive income. This means that the money is working for you also when you're asleep or when you're not working in the times of 9 to 5 or whatever you put aside. So you're really amplifying your value beyond the time, the hour rate. And so this for me is when it gets really exciting, when you start getting into this money cycle, and then we can have a money cycle that really expands, a money cycle that grows. But the most important thing for me is firstly to look at where you are in your money cycle, what leaks you might have, where can you plug these up, where can you make changes, and how can you move yourself from an unhealthy money cycle to a healthy money cycle that really supports your life, your gifts, your talents. And the more people that can do that, the more we can really liberate ourselves to do the things that we love to do in our lives. I truly, really believe that none of us were born to work 9 to 5 in jobs that we really don't enjoy doing, just to make money, to pay our bills, our housing. I don't think that was the purpose to be here. And so if you have that calling inside, if you have that little fire shining up, please follow that. Even if that's half an hour a day, half an hour a week, half a day a week, to see what interest there is and how you can put your gifts into the world. And I bet you that there is someone out there who wants to really benefit from your gift, who wants to learn from you, who wants whatever products you're going to create, because there's always others out there who can really learn and live from what we have to offer. I hope this inspires you in some ways to really look at your money cycle, to look at how healthy it is. You can look at it from a scale of 1 to 10, really looking at it for yourself, saying, okay, I'm 5, 6, I want to move up to 7 or 8. Really assessing where you're in the money cycle, where you are in terms of looking at the scale of this and what changes you can make. As a reminder, it's small changes that make the difference, not the large ones. So step by step, you can get there by moving yourself out of bad habits around money, paying back debts, and really getting into a healthy money cycle. I hope this inspires you in some way. I have free resources below, such as the Solopreneur's Guide, really to help you towards financial peace of mind. And if this at all inspires you, please feel free to share it, to like the channel, and I look forward to connecting in more videos to come.